Imagine trusting someone, only to discover they've been the source of your deepest pain. You've confided in them, relied on them, and yet something feels off. These are the moments when your instincts whisper warnings, but you brush them aside. This video could change everything. Today, we'll expose the truth and reveal the subtle yet dangerous signs that someone in your life may be truly evil. These aren't just toxic behaviors. They're red flags that can cost you your peace, sanity, and even safety. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Together, we'll uncover the truth that could save you from those who wish to harm. 1. They manipulate with kindness. Have you ever met someone who seems almost too kind? They're the first to offer help, the first to lend a hand when you're in trouble, and the first to shower you with compliments or gifts. On the surface, they seem like the perfect friend, partner, or colleague. But if you look deeper, you'll notice that something feels off. Their kindness doesn't feel entirely genuine. It feels calculated. This isn't the kind of kindness that comes from the heart. It's a weapon, carefully wielded to gain control over you. At first, it feels wonderful. You feel supported, cared for, and perhaps even lucky to have someone so generous in your life. But over time, things start to change. The favors they do for you come with subtle strings attached. They may not ask for anything right away, but slowly, the expectations begin to surface. It might start with a harmless request, asking you to help them with something minor, or perhaps to return a favor in a way that seems reasonable. But as time goes on, those requests escalate, and you start to feel trapped in a cycle of obligation. Here's the trap. They want you to feel indebted. They want you to believe that without them, you wouldn't be where you are. They want you to feel that you owe them your time, your loyalty, your obedience. This is not kindness. This is control. True kindness is selfless. It doesn't demand repayment. It doesn't keep score. But the kindness of someone truly evil always comes with a hidden cost. You might notice that when you say no to one of their requests, their demeanor changes. The warmth vanishes. Suddenly, they become cold, distant, or even passive-aggressive. They'll remind you of everything they've done for you, subtly or overtly, to make you feel guilty. After all I've done for you, they'll say, with a tone that makes you question whether you're the ungrateful one. But remember, true kindness never needs to be repaid. It never uses guilt as a weapon. If you've ever felt uneasy around someone who is overly generous, trust that feeling. Evil hides behind masks, and one of the most dangerous masks is false kindness. Recognizing this manipulation is the first step to breaking free. You don't owe anyone your loyalty just because they gave you something. Kindness given with strings attached isn't kindness at all. It's control. 2. They delight in your failures. Have you ever shared a setback or failure with someone only to feel an odd sense that they're not as sympathetic as they seem? Maybe they offer a few hollow words of encouragement, like, "Oh, that's too bad," or "I'm sure you'll figure it out." But their eyes tell a different story. Beneath the surface, you sense something unsettling, a subtle satisfaction, as if your pain brings them a strange joy. This is the mark of someone truly dangerous, someone who secretly delights in your failures. At first, it's hard to detect. These individuals are often skilled at masking their true feelings. They'll appear supportive, even concerned, but pay close attention to the small cues. The faint smirk they quickly suppress, the way they shift the conversation to highlight your mistake, or how they subtly remind you of it later. Their sympathy feels rehearsed, not heartfelt. Why? Because your failure feeds their need to feel superior. For them, your setbacks serve two purposes. First, they reinforce their belief that they are somehow better, smarter, or more capable than you. Every stumble you take is a victory for them because it gives them the upper hand. Second, it allows them to maintain control. If you're struggling, you're less likely to surpass them, challenge them, or even escape their influence. Your failure becomes their security. These people will rarely, if ever, celebrate your successes. They might downplay your achievements, offering backhanded compliments like, "Well, I guess anyone could have done that if they had the right help." Or worse, they may try to take credit for your success, saying things like, "You wouldn't have gotten there without me." But when you fail, that's when they come alive. They'll offer false comfort, but deep down, they are relishing your pain. Here's the truth. Real friends, real partners, real allies, they don't take pleasure in your pain. They lift you up when you fall. They cheer for you when you succeed. And they hurt when you hurt. If someone consistently seems happier when you're struggling than when you're thriving, you need to ask yourself, why are they really in your life? Surround yourself with people who genuinely want to see you succeed. People who celebrate your victories as if they were their own, and who stand by you when things get tough, not because it benefits them, but because they care. Remember, evil people thrive on your failures. Don't give them the satisfaction. Rise above and choose to walk with those who celebrate your success, not those who savor your downfall. 3. They twist the truth. Have you ever been in a situation where someone's version of events feels completely different from what you remember? Maybe it's a conversation where they conveniently forget what they said, or an argument where they insist you misunderstood them, even when you know you didn't. These people don't just lie. They twist the truth into something unrecognizable, leaving you confused and questioning your own reality. They are masters of deception, and this is one of the most dangerous traits of an evil person. At first, it might seem like simple miscommunication. You'll think, maybe I did misunderstand. But as time goes on, a pattern emerges. You'll notice that every time something goes wrong, the story conveniently shifts in their favor. They'll distort facts, leave out key details, or add things that never happen. Even when caught, they'll deny it with such conviction that you'll start to doubt yourself. "I never said that," they'll insist. You're remembering it wrong, and slowly you begin to wonder if you are. This is no accident. It's a calculated strategy known as gaslighting. Evil thrives on confusion because when you're disoriented, you're easier to control. They want you to doubt your own memory, your own perceptions, and ultimately your own sanity. The more they can twist the truth, the more power they have over you. These people will rewrite history to suit their narrative. If they hurt you, they'll frame it as your fault. If they break a promise, they'll claim they never made it. If you confront them with facts, they'll dodge, deflect, or even accuse you of being the liar. The goal is always the same, to make you question yourself while they maintain control. One of the most insidious aspects of this behavior is how subtle it can be. They won't always tell blatant lies. Instead, they'll mix truth with fiction, just enough to make it believable. They might say, "I didn't mean it that way," or "I was only joking," turning their hurtful actions into misunderstandings. Over time, you may find yourself apologizing for things that weren't your fault, simply because they've made you believe you were wrong. Here's the truth. Honesty doesn't require manipulation. Honest people don't need to twist facts or rewrite history. They admit when they're wrong, take responsibility, and seek resolution, not control. When someone consistently warps the truth, they aren't just dishonest. They're dangerous. If you find yourself constantly doubting your own reality around someone, take a step back and ask, is this person truly trustworthy? Evil people twist the truth to trap you in a web of confusion. Don't let them. Trust your instincts, trust your memory, and trust the truth you know. You deserve clarity, honesty, and peace. Don't settle for anything less. 4. They exploit your vulnerabilities. We all have moments of vulnerability, times when we open up about our deepest fears, insecurities, or dreams. Sharing these parts of ourselves is what makes us human. It's how we connect, how we build trust. But not everyone who listens has good intentions. Evil individuals don't just notice your vulnerabilities. They seek them out, waiting for the perfect moment to use them against you. At first, they'll appear as someone you can trust. They'll listen intently when you share your struggles, offering what seems like genuine support. They'll encourage you to open up even more, asking questions that make you feel safe, understood, and cared for. But what they're really doing is gathering ammunition. Every fear you reveal, every mistake you admit, every dream you share, it's all stored away for later use. Over time, they'll begin to weaponize what you've shared. They might use your fears to manipulate you, saying things like, "You'll never make it without me," or "Remember how scared you were before? Do you really want to go back to that?" They'll exploit your insecurities by subtly undermining your confidence. "Are you sure you're good enough for that? You've always doubted yourself." Even your dreams aren't safe. They'll belittle your aspirations, planting seeds of doubt. "Do you really think you can achieve that? Be realistic. The goal is always the same, to make you feel small, powerless, and dependent on them. They gain control by keeping you trapped in your own self-doubt. When you're constantly reminded of your weaknesses, it becomes harder to trust yourself, and that's exactly what they want. They want you to rely on them for validation, guidance, and approval. In their eyes, your vulnerability is a tool, a way to control you. What makes this behavior so insidious is that it often comes from someone you thought you could trust. They were the ones you confided in, the ones you believed had your back. But true support doesn't exploit, it empowers. Real friends, real partners, real allies. These people will never use your vulnerabilities against you. Instead, they'll help you overcome them, reminding you of your strength, not your weaknesses. So, how do you protect yourself? First, be mindful of who you trust. Not everyone who listens has your best interests at heart. Second, pay attention to how people treat your vulnerabilities. Do they offer support without strings attached, or do they use your fears and insecurities as leverage? Lastly, remember this: your vulnerabilities are not weaknesses. They are part of what makes you human, and they deserve to be treated with care and respect. If someone in your life is exploiting what you've shared in confidence, it's time to set boundaries. Protect your heart, protect your mind, and surround yourself with those who lift you up, not those who tear you down. Evil people thrive on making you feel powerless, but you are stronger than they will ever know. 5. They lack genuine empathy. Have you ever shared a painful experience with someone, only to be met with an empty stare or a hollow response? Maybe you opened up about something deeply personal, your fears, your grief, or a recent heartbreak, expecting comfort, but instead you felt like you were talking to a wall. They might offer the right words, a soft, "That's terrible," or "I'm so sorry," but something feels off. There's no warmth, no genuine concern behind the words. This is a hallmark of an evil person, a lack of true empathy. Unlike those with real compassion, these individuals cannot genuinely feel for others. They don't experience the emotional connection that makes us human. Instead, they mimic empathy, copying the behaviors they've observed in others to appear caring. But their reactions are often flat, forced, or mechanical. It's like watching someone play a role they don't truly understand. And if you're paying attention, you'll notice the cracks in the act. True empathy isn't just about saying the right things. It's about feeling with someone. It's about the way someone leans in when you're hurting, the softness in their voice, the small gestures that show they care. An empathetic person may not always have the perfect words, but their presence is comforting. They share your pain, even if they don't fully understand it. An evil person, on the other hand, will pretend to care only when it benefits them. They might feign concern to gain your trust or to maintain their image, but their actions will eventually betray them. When the situation no longer serves their interests, their indifference becomes obvious. You'll notice how quickly they dismiss your feelings or how they redirect the conversation back to themselves. Worse still, these individuals may weaponize your pain against you. They might use your emotions to manipulate or control you, offering support one moment only to twist the situation later. For example, they might say, "I was there for you when you were struggling, and now you're acting ungrateful." Genuine empathy doesn't come with strings attached, but in their hands, it becomes a tool for manipulation. Here's the key. Empathy isn't what someone says. It's what they do. Watch how they act when you're vulnerable. Do they offer support without expecting anything in return? Do they check in on you later, even when there's nothing in it for them? Or do they vanish when the spotlight isn't on them, only to reappear when it suits their agenda? If you find yourself constantly feeling unheard, unseen, or dismissed by someone who claims to care, it's time to recognize the truth. Real empathy is rare, but it's unmistakable. Surround yourself with people who feel with you, who lift you up when you're down, and who never use your pain as a tool. Evil people lack the capacity for genuine empathy, but you have the power to protect your heart. Trust your instincts, value those who truly care, and walk away from those who don't. 6. They create chaos and division. Have you ever noticed someone in your life who seems to be at the center of every argument, disagreement, or misunderstanding? No matter where they go, chaos follows. Maybe it's a colleague who subtly fuels office gossip, a friend who plays people against each other, or even a family member who stirs the pot, always leaving a trail of tension and conflict behind. This isn't coincidence, it's strategy. Evil thrives in chaos, and those who create division do so intentionally. These people are masters of manipulation, skilled at sowing seeds of doubt and mistrust. They don't just spread rumors. They craft them carefully, ensuring they hit the right nerves. They'll whisper in one person's ear, "Did you hear what so and so said about you?" and then turn around and say to the other, "You wouldn't believe what they think about you." They plant subtle doubts, knowing full well the damage it will cause, and then step back to watch the fireworks. Why do they do this? Because chaos gives them power. In a peaceful, harmonious environment, they have no control. But in a world of conflict, where trust is eroded, they can position themselves as the puppet master, pulling the strings behind the scenes. They manipulate the narrative, ensuring that everyone else is too distracted by the drama to notice what's really happening. When you're constantly on edge, unsure who to trust, you become easier to control. One of the most telling signs of these individuals is that they never take responsibility for the chaos they create. When confronted, they'll play innocent, acting surprised that there's any conflict at all. "I don't know why everyone is fighting," they'll say, or "I was just trying to help." But make no mistake, their involvement is no accident. It's by design. They thrive on the confusion and division they create because it makes them feel powerful. Watch closely, and you'll notice patterns. They'll stir up drama just when things are settling down, ensuring that peace never lasts too long. They'll create divisions in groups that were once close, ensuring that no one can unite against them. And they'll always position themselves as the only person who seems above it all, the one who can fix the very problems they've created. Here's the truth. Healthy people don't create chaos. They seek to build bridges, not burn them. They work to resolve conflict, not escalate it. If someone in your life consistently causes division and strife, you need to recognize that it's not a coincidence. It's a deliberate choice. Protect yourself by refusing to be drawn into their games. Refuse to believe the whispers. Question their motives and seek the truth for yourself. Surround yourself with people who value peace, trust, and honesty. Evil people thrive in conflict, but you have the power to rise above their manipulation. Choose unity over division, peace over chaos, and truth over deception. 7. They never take responsibility. Have you ever been around someone who always seems to escape blame no matter what happens? Maybe it's someone who constantly blames others for their mistakes or plays the victim every time things go wrong. If so, you've likely encountered someone who refuses to take responsibility, a key trait of an evil person. These individuals are masters at shifting blame, dodging accountability, and manipulating situations to protect themselves. At first, it might seem like a coincidence. Maybe they just had a rough day, or maybe the situation really was someone else's fault. But over time, a clear pattern emerges. They are never wrong. When things go wrong, it's always someone else's mistake. When confronted with evidence of their wrongdoing, they'll deflect, twist the facts, or even lash out, making you feel like the one in the wrong. To them, admitting fault is a sign of weakness, something they cannot tolerate. Instead of taking responsibility, they play the victim. They'll say things like, "I didn't mean for this to happen," or "Why is everyone always blaming me?" They'll shift the narrative to make themselves seem like the one who has been wrong. By doing this, they not only avoid accountability, but also manipulate others into feeling sorry for them. It's a double-edged sword. They escape blame and gain sympathy at the same time. These individuals are so skilled at avoiding responsibility that they can make you question your own actions. Even when it's obvious they're at fault, they'll twist the situation until you wonder if you're the one who made the mistake. This is a form of psychological manipulation designed to keep you off balance and under their control. The more they can make you doubt yourself, the easier it is for them to maintain power. What makes this behavior so dangerous is that it erodes trust and damages relationships. When someone refuses to take responsibility, it forces others to carry the burden of their mistakes. They will drag you down with them, sacrificing your well-being to save themselves. Over time, this can leave you feeling drained, resentful, and even trapped. In contrast, true strength comes from owning mistakes and learning from them. Healthy, emotionally mature people understand that accountability is not a weakness. It's a sign of integrity and growth. They apologize when they're wrong, seek to make amends, and strive to do better. But an evil person will never do this. They will always find a way to shift the blame and avoid facing the consequences of their actions. So, how do you protect yourself? First, recognize the signs. If someone consistently refuses to admit fault, pay attention. Do they always blame others? Do they play the victim even when they're clearly in the wrong? Second, set boundaries. Don't let them drag you into their web of blame and manipulation. Hold them accountable and refuse to take on their guilt. Remember, you deserve to be surrounded by people who take responsibility for their actions. Beware of those who refuse to acknowledge their wrongs. They will drag you down to save themselves. Choose to stand with those who value accountability, honesty, and growth. Leave behind those who see responsibility as a weakness, because in the end, they will only bring chaos and pain. As we conclude, remember, evil doesn't always look the way we expect. It doesn't announce itself with malice or rage. Instead, it hides in plain sight, cloaked in charm, charisma, and deceit. These people may seem supportive, even loving, but beneath the surface lies a calculated desire to control, manipulate, and destroy. They thrive on your confusion, your doubt, and your vulnerability. That's why recognizing these signs is so critical. It can mean the difference between breaking free and being trapped in a web of lies and manipulation. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Pay attention to the subtle signs, the manipulation, the chaos, the refusal to take responsibility. Evil often operates in the shadows, hoping you won't notice until it's too late. But you have the power to protect yourself. Your peace, your happiness, and your sanity are worth more than any toxic relationship. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who show genuine empathy, and who take responsibility for their actions. The people who truly care about you will never exploit your vulnerabilities or delight in your failures. They will walk with you through your struggles, not use them against you. If you found this video valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful insights that can help you navigate life's challenges with clarity and strength. Share this video with those you care about, because sometimes a simple warning can save someone from unimaginable pain. Remember, awareness is your greatest defense. Don't let evil go unnoticed. Stay strong, stay aware, and always guard your heart. Until next time, take care of yourself, trust your intuition, and never forget, you deserve to live free from the chains of manipulation. Thank you for watching.